Happy Thumbs Gaming. Big show.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. Today we're checking out the walkthrough, part 1 for level 7, Tommy's Dam in The Last of Us, where we find 2 artifacts, 2 comics, 1 training manual, 2 Firefly Pendants, 1 Shiv Door, and 3 optional conversations. So, as most of you know by now, there are fast-forward quick links to all of the collectible items down below in the video description, as well as we do have this sped up just a wee bit because, you know, we don't want to waste your time, nor do we want to waste ours. So, the faster we can get through this, the better. And if you are one that likes to see the surroundings before and after collectibles so you can better see where you are, then this video is for you. If you're one that likes to skip ahead and get right to the nitty-gritty, then click those little fast links down below in the video description. All right, with that all being said, welcome back. We are continuing right where we left off in level 7, and we are just about halfway through our journey as far as getting Ellie to the final destination. This was a little confusing for me at first. You obviously backtrack and make your way down. As you probably saw back there, there was a little bit of a rough edit. We walked all the way down, and then we take this high right trail here in a minute, and then that actually leads us right back to where we started. So don't necessarily turn back and go all the way back, as you can see us kind of doing right now, huh? But there is a car down below on the right side, so you're definitely going to want to go to the right up high, but just not all the way up back to the right like where you saw there at that crossroads. So yeah, buddy, comic number 7. So we're halfway through with the comics too, so that's nice. And we'll just make our way under the bridge and up the shoreline here, and then we get to well, the Hydroelectric Dam. Right off on the front right side of this first piece of the dam, there's actually a Shiv Door, so hopefully you've got some craftable items or a Shiv handy so you can break your way in there and see what's crackalating. Quite a few items, definitely worth a Shiv, and being that there is a trophy for Shivs, always worth it. So, on a brighter note, if you don't have a Shiv, you could always come back at a later time, selecting the chapter select for Tommy's Dam, Hydroelectric Dam. And with that being said, then it'll start you right off, pretty much right at the beginning. So, that's the good news to that. The Shiv isn't right at the end of a level or something ridiculous. Now, again, we sped this up a little bit. We're doing some swimming. And, you know, we thought about doing some skinny dipping, but at the same time, there was no girls of legal age anyways. So we weren't quite sure where to go. There's a little bit of a building, or at least traces of a building off to the side here. Once you find that, you're going to want to submerge yourself. Go down. Any day now. We should have sped this up even more, huh? All right, so here we go again. Let's try this one more time and dive. All right, now let's go into water. Here we go. You can see the building's all busted up, and there's a way inside. You're gonna want to head on in there, and once inside, you will find a pallet, and you'll remove this pallet. It's all caught up on something, so free it and let it get to the top. And once you do, you know the drill. Push it on over to Ellie. Let her hop on and cart her I won't get wet ass across the water. What up, Snow Slider? Well, shout out to my other half of Happy Thumbs. I guess we almost could say thirdsies now, because we do have a new component. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about Doug enough. I don't need to say anything else about him. Handsome boy Doug. Alright, well, once you get Ellie across the water, she actually goes ahead and spins that other crank. That's right. Once she does, make sure you high-five her. That does not count as an optional conversation, but right behind her, there is one. So don't let the high-five fool you. There is a teddy bear and a grave right over this log over here. So drop down over to the left-hand side, and then actually continue along the left, staying left. And you'll see this teddy bear on a grave, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it, even though we don't like talking about it. So once that's complete, it almost looks like you got to continue around, but nope, we got to backtrack and go up and over. So we could have just left Ellie behind, really, but I guess that would defeat the purpose of our journey. And so now that we've got her on this side of the dam, we'll keeping on the left-hand side. All right. As you make your way up the hillside, you will crouch under a log and find yourself at a giant excavator. If you make your way around the excavator, you will find some supplementage. And then you'll make your way on into this little shack building here next to this Hummer that came through. And we will find a map on the wall, which happens to be the power plant map. So, Artifact 56 now in the bag, and we're ready to roll on. We'll just keep on heading towards the dam. Nothing too spectacular you need to know or anything special you need to do. And we're actually going to walk up to this gate over here. And once we get to this gate, we're actually going to cue a cutscene. So, this is where we run into Tommy, our brother. I guess I kind of spoiled that for you, didn't I? All right, I'll shut up then. I'll shut up.
Hey, please tell me you're lost.
We didn't know the place was occupied. We're just trying to make our way through.
Through to where?
They're all right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Know him. He's my goddamn brother.
Brother.
Tommy. Holy shit.
It's awesome. If you remember, we saw Tommy right in the beginning. He helped us get away and actually saved us right in the beginning and witnessed our daughter getting shot, Sarah, which was horrible.
This is Maria.
Not the way I like video games to start, to be honest with you.
Ma'am, he's not blowing my head off.
All right, after a little persuasion,
We all gotta get wrangled.
we'll make our way beyond the gate and head inside.
Yeah. What brings you through here? That's kind of a long story.
Why don't we bring
Now, right off the bat, as you'll see here in a couple seconds, there is a sequence where we get to pet a horse. And you better do it quick. You can miss it. And trust me, you don't want to restart the encounter because more than likely it will take you all the way back. I did not have to do it, so I'm not sure where you start. Hopefully you'd start right here. But
What the hell are you doing here?
you might not. You might start all the way at the beginning at the top of the hill before you even get the comic and come down. So, yeah, make sure that as soon as you get in here that you go straight for the horse. You can't run or do anything. I'm literally moving as fast as I can, and it's even sped up a little bit. So it'll seem like an eternity, but just walk straight up to this horse and wait for the icon to pop. Be patient, and it will. There she goes. So you click it up front. I was spamming triangle so I wouldn't miss it. And then there actually gives you another option to pat him on the butt. And then I take a huge risk and do something you should never do in real life, walk right behind a horse. And that would have been hilarious if I would have just gotten bookowed, knocked up against the fence or something. That would have been pretty hilarious. All right, so we find that we split up here in a second. The girls go one way and the dudes go the other. And that's all right with us for now. So Tommy and I will make our way inside and we'll go our separate ways.
I'd rather eat Ellie.
It's my turn anyway. I'll go. Okay, with you. Go with Maria.
Yeah, that's a little suspect. Like, I know you're with your brother and you're excited, but you're just going to leave this chick after all this time? Like, come on. It's not a very good idea. All right, so with Tommy, we're just going to kind of follow him around. He's going to give us a little tour of the dam, tell us a little bit about what's going on, what he's been up to. There's definitely an optional conversation right there, as you can see the icon for it, but it is not one that will count on the list for you. So I still haven't figured out why they did that. There's literally like 50 conversations, but only 37 of them are worth anything. I'm not sure. We'll have to hopefully reach out to Naughty Dog and maybe get an answer on that. That'd be pretty sweet if we did. But yeah, it's kind of weird how they set it up that way. It almost makes you wonder if that was a mistake. But we will walk you through, and we need to hurry up and go back and replay the one level that we missed the conversation on to verify that that was it, so we can bring off that trophy and tell you about it. All right, there is one room on the back side with some supplements and some crafting items that you want to grab before advancing in the door with Tommy. He'll stand there and wait for you, so don't worry about him taking off or getting behind. Now, once you walk out on the exterior of the dam and you've gotten that room, all the collectibles, or not the collectibles, the crafting items and everything from that other room, you're going to want to walk over to this chick. This conversation does count. So we actually went to the menu and tested it, and it did count for us. So make sure that you get this conversation in. And basically, it's just a little bit more backstory, nothing spectacular. And then continue to follow Tommy. As you can see, we're pulling up our stats again. And sure enough, we had 25 before, and now we got 26. So, booyaka shao.
What do you do for protection? Adults take turns guarding the perimeter. We've got electrified fence.
And we'll keep on keeping on.
Still got to deal with infected.
Grab a bottle. We do actually have a pretty fierce battle, not to spoil anything for you, but as you can tell, there's lots of cover spots all around out here, and I noticed that right away and thought, this looks like a scene for battle, and it turns out it surely is. So here in a minute, we're going to hear a siren ring out, and we're going to have to run back out here and deal with that. Look at this dog. Not sure what's going on there. Again, another situation that you can pet this dog, but not an optional conversation. Does not count. But once again, it's just one of those weird moments that you can interact and but get no credit for it. So on the crates there, you're going to want to grab the crafting items. And just because I haven't mentioned it yet, depending on what difficulty you are playing on, you may have more or less items there. And as you walk into what appears to be like the dam control center, there is a training manual sitting on the ledge there. Go ahead and grab that and throw it in your bag as well. That'll be the 8th one, and it's good for a smoke bomb upgrade. So now that you got that, you can go ahead and go into your crafting menu there and upgrade your status with the bombs. We did go ahead and speed this up a little bit, as you can see. Zing, 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 because we don't want to waste your time. And then we go right back into another menu. So, yeah, we tried to speed it up and go through that as fast as possible, but at the same time, I know some of you have asked, what did you do there? So we don't want to cut it out. We just speed it up. Now, when you're walking through the main area of the dam and you hear some guys messing about, fixing stuff down below, I think a generator goes out or clicks or does something or goes something. I don't remember. But when you're going down the stairs and you hear all that nonsense, there is a room downstairs, and you're going to want to duck into it. So, you can't, there's only one room down there on the ground floor. It's at the very end. And once you go inside, you will see that there is a melee weapon and some ammo, crafting item, and on the back locker, there is a Firefly Pendant. So we'll go ahead and grab that pendant, number 18. And we'll make our way back in. Then here in a second, we get into a quick cutscene with Tommy, and he kind of tells us what's going down, and then all of a sudden, the sirens ring out. So, yeah, I know. Spoiler alert. Should have told you. Here we go. We're going to follow him downstairs. And then he takes us into this other room. We know there's a battle coming, so we're trying to prepare. And little brotherly love here. There is one more collectible item. If you are here simply for the collectible items, make sure that you go ahead and use that fast forward quick link down below right now, and that'll take you right to that last one. And if you're here for the actual story, then you can see me get my butt kicked and barely survive through this battle right here, and then pick up the collectible on the way out. So essentially, this is one that you can miss on the way out, so you're going to want to make note of where it is. It's just on the desk. In fact, when you came in, there was two engineers talking on that table that we grabbed some crafting items in right when we first got inside the top of the dam there. And now when we go back, they are not there, but that plant schematics is still sitting on the table, so make sure you swoop that up on the way out. Yeah. I should have fast-forwarded through this a little bit more. We're getting mixed reviews, though. Some say slow it all the way down, play these in real time. Some say cut them out. Some say speed them up. Some say do whatever we want. So, hey, your feedback is important to us. And, we try to listen to you all, but we know we can't please all of you. So the majority of the comments will actually win in this case, unless it's ridiculous. So in this one, we will most certainly do what you guys need. If you want them cut out, if you want them sped up, you want them slowed down, you want them louder, quieter, whatever the case may be, drop a comment. Let us know. Here we go. Sirens are ringing. All right, here we go. There was a little bit of an edit there because I did die once. I won't try to cover that up. And as embarrassing as it may be, my aim is a little off. I'm still not sure that I'd purchased the sway upgrade yet. I definitely recommend that, especially anybody that's having trouble with the shooting. Like, I am somebody who, at the time of this game's release, was playing Battlefield 3 on a daily basis. multiple hours a day with multiple friends, and to come from a really polished shooter with the standard control scheme, and then get on a shooter that has a guy that needs to be upgraded and make his way through, you know, some trials and tribulations before he can really fire a gun off. You know, it was a big change. So I highly recommend upgrading that sway attribute as soon as possible. And you can see that map flashing right there on the table. I try to take a brief second to make sure that you don't blink and miss it, but there she goes. Artifact 57, plant schematics. And, oh, look at that. We are officially done with this level and going to make our way out now. We do have a nice melee weapon, and when you make it out the back door, there is a hatchet as well. The hatchet is very handy and will pretty much auto-kill anybody you run into when you slam it into them, but it only is good for a couple of shots. So the machete is also a good weapon. We will run into one of those here in a little bit. And so far, you know, the bladed weapons, the melee weapons are pretty fun. Nice up close and personal. And yeah, so we are making our way across this dam. Like I said, there's nothing to see here, people. Move along. All the collectibles have been obtained for this area. We will be putting out level 7 part 2 here shortly if it's not already available for you, and that is actually the ranch house. So there will be a couple of collectible items in the ranch house as well. And yeah, and then we'll just keep on keeping on. We're almost, we're getting close to the end of the journey, people. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, comments, any of that stuff, I can't stress it enough. Drop them below. If you like something, or, you know, we've got somebody we refer to as the thumbs down bandit, or at least that's how we see it. You know, we'll release a video, and before any user could physically possibly watch the entire video, you know, let's say the video is 10 minutes long, and within 1 minute of me making it public, somebody will already have disliked the video. So one can only assume that that is somebody just coming to hate on us, or something they saw in the very beginning they didn't like. So we really appreciate it if you do dislike something, or even if you do dislike our videos, which we are okay with. We want to know why you disliked it so we can hopefully correct it and grow from this. So, you know, we want your feedback. I can't stress that enough. And if you hadn't noticed, I'm really just killing time trying to distract you because my shooting is horrible. I'm about to die, and yeah, just kind of killing time, waiting for the end. We are getting really close, though. There's only, I would say, less than a minute left. Woo! And then we get into the outro stuff. You can see there's a couple baddies across the way. Definitely use your focus as much as possible. And when you kill somebody, try to pick up the ammo. Not everybody drops ammo, but make sure you pay attention because you will find some on some of those dead bodies. All right, once you've got the whole top of the upper area clean, go ahead and keep on making your way back through. You're going to come across to a room. They're all holding up, shooting down below. You know, you can be patient and let them shoot. They will eventually kill him. You know, but if you're in a hurry or whatever, you know, use your ammo. You can see I'm just kind of stalling, but then I finally get fed up, and I'm like, Jesus, just die. But, hey, I'd rather shoot one bullet at him and wait 30 seconds than have to shoot 4 bullets at him and not have any, you know. So, what up, Trainwrecked? I should say, peace out, Trainwrecked. Trainwrecked is, for those of you who don't know, Trainwrecked is my neighbor, and he goes by the name of Sir Tight Pants, or Sir Joseph of Snug Trouser. Joey was kind of at the tip of the iceberg as far as you youngsters and this tight pants phenomenon. I come from the baggy pants. I come from the Genco Raver era, so, like, you know, these tight pants are absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, hey, you guys are cool. That's what's happening now. I understand I'm getting to be an old fart, but Joey was at the, like I said, at the tip of the iceberg when all that tight pants stuff was happening. And he he no longer wears tight pants, for those of you who are wondering, but he will forever be remembered as Sir Joseph of Snug Trouser. That's a little shout out to BHU420 there, too. That was his nickname. We had multiple names inputted into a pot, but that was the one that won. All right, back to the story. That's going to complete The Last of Us, Level 7, Tommy's Dam Walkthrough Part 1. We got through quite a bit, showed you how to get through the dam and fight off those baddies on the dam. Goddamn. All right, head on over to Facebook, Twitter, comment, vote, subscribe if you like what we're doing. HappyThumbsGaming.com is always there for your viewing pleasure, too. We're starting to get some more text guides for those of you who are in a hurry and we can't get the videos out fast enough for, so check us out, you know. Drop us a comment. Let us know what we could do to be better for you. Until next time, bow, bow, sa, sakasiya.